Morning. Today is Thursday, August 16th, 2018. You're watching the Daily Mix TV by Hill Story Marketing. Hi, my name is Sean Patrick Hillman. Do you folks remember the food truck craze that took the nation's palate by storm about a decade ago? Well, food halls are the next food truck, with new locations springing up all over the nation. Website Eater has reported that there were about 70 food halls in the U.S. in 2015. But by last year, that number had risen to almost 120. New York alone has around 10 more planned or in development at this point. Now, I've been watching. There are tons of them that have popped up all over Manhattan, Queens, and Brooklyn. But now what's going on is food trucks face a lot of regulatory hurdles. So permitting, parking, all of those things. Plus, you've got gas prices on the rise. And the fact that food trucks really are declining as a trend, food halls have seemingly become the gourmet food lover's new favorite hangout. And who can blame us? There's way more selection that's usually run by small businesses in these halls. Multiple food businesses all under one roof, all offering different fare. It can certainly be a tasty excursion. ESL Investments, the hedge fund run by Sears Holding Corp's chairman and CEO Eddie Lampert, has made a formal offer for one of the retailer's signature brands, a move to help the struggling department store chain stay afloat. The hedge fund has offered to buy Sears' Kenmore appliance brand for $400 million. Now, in addition, the firm also offered $80 million in cash for the home improvement business of the company's Home Services Division. This is all according to a filing with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. Now, the deal has been presented to the company's board in a letter. And according to the filing, ESL is proposing to acquire Kenmore in a cash deal. However, the transaction is contingent on one thing: receiving equity financing from a potential partner, yet no partner was named in that filing. The company is also currently evaluating a potential transaction involving the company's Parts Direct repair and replacement business, which is also part of the Sears Home Services Division. Now, the combined deal is designed to allow Sears to reduce its debt, extend its maturity profile, and alleviate its liquidity challenges, according to a quote from the filing itself. Now, ESL Investments first suggested the deal in April, when Lampert had sent a letter to the board saying that the firm is willing to make a proposal to buy Sears' Kenmore brand, along with the home improvement products business and the Parts Direct business. In May, the struggling department store chain created a special committee of its board, which initiated a formal process to explore the sale of these assets and divisions. Now, remember, folks, Sears is in deep trouble. Store closings, record losses, vendors complaining bills aren't getting paid, endless holes in their aisles like a block of Swiss cheese, and the Kmart brand, which Sears also owns, is suffering the same issues. Now, coinciding with the store closings and related associate layoffs, Sears has made other moves in hopes of raising more cash. So in January of 2017, Sears had sold its Craftsman brand to Stanley Black & Decker for about $900 million, including future royalty payments. My point here is simple, folks. If the board allows Lampert to acquire Kenmore in this fashion, it will only lead to further losses and yet another iconic American brand to the bankruptcy courts. Jewelry giant Tiffany and Company announced Tuesday a $250 million renovation of its flagship store in New York to be completed by 2021. The iconic Midtown Manhattan store will expand its business during the renovation to the vacated Nike Town store around the corner. Now, Tiffany's Fifth Avenue location accounts for about 10% of the brand's total sales, but it has been hit by increased security from the Secret Service around Trump Tower next door. So, look, I gotta say, I'm really not impressed by Tiffany's lowbrow stunts or street tactics of late. A dear friend of mine is part of the Tiffany Hoving family, and I won't name him because he is a dear friend, and I don't want to get him involved in anything. But I honestly couldn't agree with him more. The founder of Tiffany's is likely rolling over in his grave, given how down market and pedestrian the branding has become for such an iconic brand. But to their credit, they are a business, and they're driving more sales. Granted, it's of lower end product and not the high end merchandise they sell. It's silver and other similarly priced product collections. My point is simple. They're forgiving their brand DNA in terms of that sort of mid-market, aspirational brand, high-end luxury at the other end of the scale, those kinds of things, for more mass sales and certainly larger volumes. So from a business perspective, they're doing great. From a branding perspective, just not good. Walmart beat expectations in its earnings, as well as posting the strongest same-store sales growth in more than a decade, according to a report from CNBC. The retail giant said its results were boosted by online sales that were up 40% during the quarter, and you also had shoppers spending more per visit in stores. Now, remember, Walmart redesigned their website to compete with Amazon, who they're in a war with. Walmart also invested outside the U.S., acquiring India's Flipkart earlier this year, which we spoke about yesterday. So Walmart is making all the right moves, and as we head into the back half of the year, when you're looking at Q3 and 4 with respect to certain product activations, sales initiatives like back to school, which we know Walmart's put a lot of money into, certainly what's going to happen in terms of Halloween and holiday, now that Toys R Us is gone, Walmart, it looks like, will start to increase toy sales. So we'll keep an eye on this one for you and report back at the quarterly earnings next quarter. It's hard to believe, but for this week's Throwback Thursday segment, 79 years ago yesterday, one of the greatest films in history made its premiere in Hollywood, California. This trailer you're going to see in a second comes from the film's 75th anniversary, in which they released it into theaters for a week, completely restored and remastered for IMAX 3D as well.
And who might you be?
If you please, I am Dorothy. I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
I'm not afraid of her. I'll see you reach the wizard.
See the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
The greatest family film of all time returns to the big screen for 1 week only, remastered in IMAX 3D.
Won't you take me with you?
Why, of course I will.
Hooray! Because of the wonderful things he does. Tigers and bears.
Oh, my little party's just beginning. Bring me that girl and her dog. Now, boy! I'm trying to get home to you, Annie.
We've come such a long way. The wizard will fix everything.
I want to be the wizard.
Bust my button!
Put 'em up. Put 'em up.
There's no place like home.
I am Oz.
Step forward.
I'm scared. Come on.
Almost 80 years. That's just crazy. Sadly, the film's last living surviving cast member with a speaking or singing role, Jerry Marin, a member of the renowned Lollipop Guild as he played a munchkin in the movie, died on May 24th of this year. May you rest in peace, sir. You were certainly an absolute sweetheart and a great guy. My name is Sean Patrick Hillman. I'm the CEO of Hill Story Marketing. I'm also the editor-in-chief of the Daily Mix TV. Thanks for watching, guys. We really appreciate it. We'll catch you tomorrow on Friday.